All of the auction houses that I cover, every one of them have major auctions ending, including 3 all on the same day. Today in this video, we're going to cover the MC Sportscards weekly auction that ends tonight, the Goldin 100, which is one of their major auctions of the year that's ending this week, as well as the Goldin Weekly, Alt Weekly auction. Hoodies has their high-end monthly auction that's ending this week. Fanatics Collect always has a weekly auction that will hit, and next week we'll hit the premier auction. Those items are up live right now. I would recommend taking a look, but they don't end until next week. Robert Edwards, Lelands, and Heritage. Again, Robert Edwards, Lelands, and Heritage all have auctions ending on Sunday, so we'll take a look at all of them. And as always, we'll hit some of the high-end stuff that's up at Card Hobby this week. A little bit of housekeeping. Last week, I tried to do this video in a live format. It went pretty well, honestly. We had about 15, 20 people. I think about 12 at the max who were joined with me. I was kind of surprised at that on a Monday morning. But really, I'm in experiment mode on this show right now. I'm trying to figure out what the right way is to do it. And so I think I want to try not being live. And I think that's how I'll do it unless there's like some massive demand for it. But I don't expect that on Monday morning of all times. So with all that said, let's jump into this week's major auctions. And here we go. Let's start off with MC Sportscards. MC Sportscards items, again, end tonight. And we're just going to scroll through and highlight just a few of them. I want to take a look at this Wembanyama right here. First off, look at the Giannis Noir from 2015. Signature spotlights, or spotlight signatures, I should say, are some of the nicest autos of the Panini era. Then you've got a couple of the Wemby autograph mem cards to 99. That's the easiest version of those cards. A really sweet jumbo auto from Giannis. And then we get into some Kobe autos. We're seeing more and more Kobe autos come through on the weekly auction from MC Sportscards. This is the one here that I want to look at. We'll take a greater look in detail on that one in just a second. Sweet Luka Spectra card here. It looks like it's autographed, but the autograph's really light. Take a look at that one too. Scroll through and see a few more here. Nice looking mantle. A couple more Kobe autographs. What is this Kobe right here? Oh, a buyback autograph. The autograph gets a little lost in there, but it says it's a buyback auto. Super weird because the slab doesn't say that. I'm got to take a look at that one too. Nice Ty Cobb 1.5. Skybox Premium Star Rubies, Michael Strahan. Don't see a lot of his high-end stuff. That's really cool. Here's an early Brady that you don't see often. Kind of click on that one. We'll take a look at that. CJ Stroud, explosive rookie. John Morant, sweet auto patch. Eli and Peyton together on a dual eminence card. Oh, check this one out right here. I've got to look at this Ichiro too. And we're already at my max, and we haven't even gotten through everything yet. Nice LeBron rookie. Oh, and Edgar and James PMG. You got to love the rookie in the background there. That's very cool. Sweet Tiger auto here. Oh, a duel with Justin Thomas. The lone Griffey. So you get Griffey, but no mantle. That's neat. Mantle 50. Is it 53? Yeah, 53, 3.5. Duel with Shohei and Trout. Jordan 2. Let's look at that one as well. Those are kind of fun. You always like it when the low end Jordan rookies come across. A couple more great cards. 71 pack, second series. And a 9. That's pretty strong. Jordan and Kobe duel, but it's not the refractor. Still very cool. Man, this is another huge auction for MC. Looks like we're going to hit a whole page here. Clemente and a PSA 5. The point of the show, by the way, as I scroll through here, is for me to look at some of the stuff that I have going on, or that's going on this week, and just doing it with you guys. So I professionally create content for the auction houses, and so I need to look through all this stuff anyways. And so I'm just really scrolling through right now. Yeah, this is another huge auction. Look at this. This LeBron's a little bit different. Might be fun to look at the population report on that. All right, so that's it. We clicked about 8 or 9 items. So first up is this Wembanyama. I know a lot of people are definitely tired of seeing the top stuff because it's not licensed. This is one that I like a lot because of its aesthetics, though. Topps historically has been one of the best at doing the on-card autographs on the shiny surfaces. And this one is really phenomenal. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. MC did a great job of highlighting that. You'll notice that the card is not numbered. My guess is, because they have a lot of variations on all these things, that there's probably like a gold variation that's a lot more expensive. But if you're looking for a Wemby auto that's from his rookie year, right? And if you want a Wemby auto from his rookie year, you're going to have to choose one that's not licensed, right? Or that maybe is in person if you can get him to sign a Panini one. But that's just a beautiful card. You can say whatever you want it being licensed or whatever else. The future stars, the chrome logo, great looking image of Wemby. That's a great card. Now, the reason I wanted to highlight this Kobe and wanted to look at it real quick is if you click on the back here, you're going to see Game Night Gear Trading Card, personally autographed by Kobe. On the front of this card is an authentic piece of shooting shirt. That's what I thought. This is not a game-worn jersey, but a shooting shirt, which I think some people think of as a step down. Having said that, I really like the card because, if you look, it is a 2001-2002 autograph, one of his earlier autographs. And the more that I look at the older Upper Deck stuff, the more I just love it. This is out of the MVP brand. And what I can tell you, if you don't remember the MVP brand, is it was one of the lowest end things that Upper Deck made. And so, you know, it was probably for that era the lowest end product that Upper Deck made, and so it was an impossible pull. My guess is that this pack that this came in was huge, like super thick. All right, now let's look at this Luka because I want to see this autograph. It's interesting. It doesn't show up super well with the scope pattern. If we're being real, it just doesn't. With that said, it is still really cool. You've got to love the scope pattern. You get the jersey, the autograph. The jersey's probably from a shooting shirt. From a what am I thinking? A player worn. So that means it's from like the photo shoot. That's what I meant to say. And so you get the photo shoot jersey. You get the autograph. It is from 2018, so it's its rookie year. Adam 99. And because the autograph gets a little bit lost for the rarity, my guess is that it probably, and because, sorry, the Spectre's not the best known brand, it's probably one of the best bang for your buck autograph Luka rookies that you're going to find. Now, this one I'm super interested in because if you look at the PSA holder on this, it just says Upper Deck Kobe Bryant. There's no PSA DNA here. There's nothing else going on. To me, this looks like a pretty clear mislabel, because this card shouldn't say this. It shouldn't. Now, what I'm really interested in is, I'm going to have to come off screen to do this. I'm going to check real quick, and I'll pull this up. I'm going to look at the PSA cert number, because, see, this should say up here what the card is. It just says that it's a base card, right? But you can see the autograph on it. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Yeah, so this is one that PSA has messed up on. I'll tell you this. Either PSA, let's make it big. Either PSA messed up on this, or this card isn't really signed, and it's signed on the holder, right? Which there's almost no chance of. You can see the serial number here on the back. That's from the Upper Deck authentication sticker. See this AAA 57077? Same thing here. If you click on this too, you can also see that this was pulled. It says, in this pack, you've received a vintage SP Championship, or SP Authentic trading card. It's kind of generic. I don't love that, but it is what it is. That's how they did it. Card personally signed, autographed by Kobe Bryant. This card, originally released in a previous SP or SP Authentic product, was purchased unsigned from a third party in 2003, and then the card was then given to Kobe. So this is what a buyback is, and you probably know that if you're watching this. But you can see the number here matches here, but Upper Deck has just authenticated it as a regular card, base card. Then I'm going to pull, if my computer will work, I'm going to pull this over here, and what you'll see is, check this out. This is the cert information from PSA. So this is wrong. There are not 39 of these cards, right? There are not 39 autographs numbered 5 out of 6. This is just saying, hey, I'm authenticating the base card. So they've messed up. That needs to be resent back into PSA. So that's a bummer. But look, it's an autograph Kobe. It's numbered out of 6. And a lot of people love buybacks. So it's very cool. All right, let's keep moving. Tom Brady, early signature, 2002. What I recommend here is try to find all of the Tom Brady autographs that were made before this. This is his 3rd year in the league. You can see the autographs are really interesting color here. Looks red to me. I don't know if these were made red, if the Lone Star signatures of Brady were made red, or if that's a faded autograph. I think it's red. It looks red to me. It doesn't look like a blue autograph that started to turn. It looks like a red signature, but I don't know it well enough. And so I would recommend looking into that. This serial number is way before PSA started putting the images on their site. And so you'll have to go look at all of the old Brady signatures to understand that. But I'd recommend it because it's an early Brady signature, and I think that's really cool. This Ichiro right here is just a wonderful card. I love this. It's on-card signature. His autograph is unmatched. It's unreal. You can see it's still in the Tops Now. Sorry, let me make this big. It's still in the Tops Now holder with the sticker on it. But then you get this great piece of game used, and you can see it's a game used base. If we click on the back, you're going to see the relic contained in this card was obtained from the Tokyo Dome on 3/20/19 under the auspices of the MLB authentication program. The signing of all Topps autograph cards is witnessed by Topps representatives to guarantee authenticity. I love that language there because it's really direct and it lets you know where this is from. It's really cool. That is really cool. That'll go in my top 10 this week for sure. That you can find on my Instagram, again, at @TheReal27Guy. All right. I love looking at old beat-up Jordan rookies. And yes, this is Jordan's rookie. Yes, the star is also his rookie. Yeah, I love this copy. I love it. Look at the centering. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. It's like 60-40-ish. Top to bottom is maybe a little bit better, but probably about the same. And then the corners are hammered. Most of these aren't hammered. So, it's way harder to find. It's way more difficult to find a PSA 2 Jordan than it is like a PSA 6 or 7 or 8 Jordan, right? Because most people took pretty good care of these at this point when they came out. It was largely known that the cards were needed to be kept in good condition. So you don't see a lot. I mean, you don't see them super infrequently, but you see many fewer in this grade than you do in higher grades. The LeBron I wanted to highlight because it's a first edition. You don't see these very much. First editions aren't parallels, and they didn't come in regular packs. They came in first edition packs. So the whole product was called Topps First Edition. To me, it's reminiscent of actually Pokemon. It's like the Charizard first edition. I've always sort of thought, like, if you look at the rarity numbers, they're not super high. If I was buying 2003 Topps LeBron rookie, which I love, by the way, I love the white suit holding up the 23 jersey. It's a great card. I've always thought that the first edition would be really cool to own because it's just so much rarer than the regular card. All right, that does it for MC Sports Cards. In a record 13 minutes and 26 seconds. We're flying, guys. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna look next at. I'm gonna do the other Goldin auction first. Okay. Now we're gonna look at the Goldin 100. This is one of the major auctions, and I'm gonna make myself big here real quick. So I made a reel, guys, for the Bill Russell jersey that we're about to look at. It is one of the single best jerseys, game use jerseys in the history of the NBA. And I don't say that lightly. Used over 3 or 4 years. I'm going to show it to you here in a second, but you'll see right in just a moment, the first 2 items in the Goldin 100 are a Jordan jersey and a Russell jersey. And I know Jordan's the guy that everybody likes to collect more than anyone else, and his game used is just on fire. But to me, you have here, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them in the comments. To me, you have one of the greatest jerseys ever in this jersey from Russell, where he was wearing it in Game 7 of his 8th straight championship, an American championship record for consecutive championships. And he used it over at least 3 seasons, maybe more, and potentially like dozens of games, if not more. And then you've got a Jordan jersey that was used in the Eastern Conference Finals for a couple games. And they're the 2 biggest items. Now that Russell's a lot more expensive, so maybe I should just shut up and we should just get to it. But to me, like, the Russell's one of the coolest things that I've ever seen hit auction in terms of game use. I'm not a game use guy. I'm a card collector. But, like, that is the piece. And so I'll throw this back up and you guys, we can look at this together. Okay, so let's look at that here in a second. There's this Jordan jersey. I'm gonna click on the Russell here in just a second. This mantle is an SGC 9. Strong copy, guys. Early job application for Steve Jobs, which is awesome. Does not have a bid on it yet, starting at 250. Items like this, I always wonder, what if they started it really low? A high reserve like that is good and bad. It's good in that you are guaranteed that you're going to get a certain amount if it sells, but it's bad in that like you don't get that natural growth from the early onset. And so you never know whether that's the right thing to do. And auction houses do the best job they can, and they do the best job they can convincing their buyers. We've actually seen that on the Goldin TV show on Netflix. You can see them sort of go back and forth sometimes with their sellers. And it's tricky. It's tricky to figure out. Yeah, but I don't know. This is one of those that you wonder on. Boy, this Mike Schmidt. It's a card you don't see very often. I want to look at the population report on that one, actually, in just a minute. It's a card that we don't see a lot, even in like a 9, a 10 of a pop 5 for a top 5 most iconic 1970s baseball card. It's not shocking to see that as high as it is. Jordan Flight School autograph will make that one big. The triple autograph, we've got to look at that. You don't see these move very often. Ironically, there's one at Fanatics Collect right now as well. It's the less desirable one, but it's still one of the 107 that these 3 and only these 3 guys signed. PSA 10 on the 86 Flair. We've seen a few of these lately. The 98, but this one's a 9510. So about this, awesome grade on this Jordan autograph jersey, the very first Jordan autograph Bulls jersey. Full set of 86 Fleer that's in PSA 10. It says 131 of 132. You can bet that the one that's missing is the Jordan. Punch out at 110 grand. One of my favorite 2 or 3 video games of all time. I love Punch Out. If you have beaten Punch Out, mention it in the comments. I have. I think I could probably still go enter in the 000737 59, 59. I don't know the code to get you to Mike Tyson. A 9 on the Star Jordan, big card. Wilt Chamberlain game used, likely photo matched. I wonder what does that mean? Likely photo matched. That's that. I want to take a look at that, but I'm short on time, especially because I got to do 2 different Goldin ones today. I want to look at both the exquisite box lot and this Jordan rookie here, that, if I'm not mistaken, is the same copy that we saw sell at the old PWCC about a year ago for a pretty big number. Surprised to see that at auction again. The Jordan autograph here, the Legends. All right. Oh, man, we're clicking on so much. I've got to look at this Frank Thomas because I got to highlight that. Pete Rose and a 9. Wow, that's a big card too. I can't click on all of them, though. I love this LeBron. All right, let's do this Kobe. Let's do this LeBron. Look at this. Wow, the the gold power. A lot of people feel like that's one of the best soccer cards in the world. I'm not talking about the gold power. That's a huge card. Big Johnny Bench in a PSA 10. Bob Ross painting. The 1952 Topps pack I want to look at. We're gonna take some significant time with the Goldin 100. We really have to. It's one of the things I'm trying to figure out here is like how to spend the right amount of time on each thing and not be too long. One guy left me a comment this week. He said, "I love your comment. Your videos are way too long." I'm like, I know, dude. I know. It's tough. It really is. It's not easy to get it right, but I've got to spend a lot of time on this auction because it's one of Goldin's biggest auctions of the year. And I want to share why I think, some of these things are really cool and why they might be, some of the biggest dollar items. Okay, so the Russell I already mentioned a lot on, but I want to just highlight a few things from the images. You see these words right here, heavy use. And if you click on the item, you can see real quick, you can see staining and some of the other issues. But I love this image right here. What was it about how often he wore it that made this middle part of the back here so, so darkened, or so like, is that like a weak part of the jersey now? Like, has has become just so worn after wearing it for 3+ seasons. Gotta love the autograph with his game use jersey, the little rip next to it. Again, the staining. It's just unbelievable. The tag here with like the permanently creased Wilson. One of the things that I loved reading as I was learning about this was how it's called puckering, the way that the jersey like moves around, like the numbers and stuff move in here, and how that can be connected in the photo match. Photo matching is like a fingerprint process. It's saying we can look at the photos and we can see certain elements that are identical to this jersey that we have in front of us. And it's basically taking all of those different things in the jersey that make the jersey unique and different. Those create like a fingerprint of sorts. And that fingerprint is used for a company like Migray to say, yes, this was the jersey from Game 7 of the 1966 finals. That fingerprint system, something that is being developed so much, and we now know that PSA is going to start doing the same thing here in the next couple of years. I'd like to know what 6546 means. I think that's what that says there. I love that it's just got this random staining. I love that it's got this tearing right here. One point that I didn't bring up, if you look at this one, I don't want to zoom in, but there's some ripping up here too. And then you've got all the authentication stuff that goes on with it. And we could keep looking at the other pictures, but it's over $900,000 right now, guys. It's a huge item and well worth looking at. And again, you compare that to the Jordan jersey that's up, and the Jordan jersey that's up is awesome. It's from the playoffs. It's not just a Jordan jersey. It's a playoff worn Jordan jersey. But to me, that Russell is in a stratosphere of its own. And it'll be really interesting to see whether big time bidders look at that and think the same thing. I know we've had a few huge Chamberlain jerseys sell. Who's the bigger, more sought after player? Is it Chamberlain or is it Russell? I think that's a great conversation we're going to have a whole video on. Let's look at this Mike. Let's look at this Mike Schmidt rookie from 1973 Topps. And specifically, I want to actually not look at the card itself. I'll let you guys do that. But I want to look at the information that PSA has to tell us. So obviously, it is the highest population. It is a Pop 5, none higher. And if we click on the population here, we can look then on this search bar and just type in Schmidt, and what we're going to find is the whole of the population. So this is a super high graded card, not one of the 100 most graded cards ever, because those cards are in like a different level of quantity. But for this era, think about it like this. You can see down here, about 11,000 some odd of these have been graded. Well, there's only 231,000 of cards from this set that have been graded. So it's about 5% of all of the 1973 Topps cards that have ever been graded are of the Ron Say Mike Schmidt rookie card. And of those 11,000, five of them have been graded a PSA 10. So that is, if it was 110, it would be 1%. And so if it was 11, it would be 0.1%. This is 0.1% of these have ever been graded a PSA 10. It is a huge, huge card. A huge card. And I can't remember the last time we saw one for sale. And that's why it's at $205,000. Next up, this Michael Jordan autograph from the flight camp. One of those that you can bet people are looking at saying, should I send this to PSA with the premium that PSA has been getting? You can see the sticker on the back with the 19491 matches 19491 over here on Upper Deck's sticker. Their authentication here. And then the thing that I always look at with these, the very first thing that I look at is the centering. This is one of the best centered copies that you're ever going to find of this card side to side. Some people look at the up and down. I personally do not notice when I look at this card the up and down centering nearly as much as I do the side to side. And that's probably because but it's probably because that's how I just am in general. I think the side to side matters a lot more than top to bottom, but especially with a card like this, that part of the bottom border is being determined by where this is, where the bottom part of the Bulls logo is. It just doesn't bother me as much. Now, when we look at the subgrades, we're going to see Century is an 8.5. It's a really high grade for this card. What's going to get it a little bit for sure is this. Again, I can't zoom in right now, but there's a little nick over here, a couple of edge things. The corners on these are absolutely so brutal to keep perfect. Even cards that are still in the bag, sometimes you can see the whites on the corners a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit. And it really shows up well, like big time against the black background that Goldin uses here. I personally like that. I think if I was buying one of these cards, I would want to see it with a black background rather than white, because it's really easy to see here. The corners aren't perfect. Still, the corners received a grade of an 8.5. Very strong. Edges with the 9 is interesting to me, especially because we can see a couple of things. But zoom in, make it big. The bigger thing is the autograph. And the autograph looks really great. It does. The autograph looks really great. Okay, let's keep moving here. Okay, one of my favorite cards of the week, without question. 107 cards between their entire career their entire signing career were signed by LeBron, Kobe, and MJ. And so whenever one comes to auction, it's a big deal. This one's numbered to 10. It's from the Trilogy set, and the Trilogy autographs, as you can see here, were largely made out of plastic. There's also Hoody glass, which had more glass cards, like straight up glass, thicker glass. This is not that, though. These are like the thinner plastic, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty high percentage on this. The autographs look really good, and the card, this is what I love most about this card. I didn't look at this till right now. Look at this cert number in the 3 millions. This card has been in this holder for a really long time, like a really long time. So how long has it been in the holder? Bear with me, and I'll tell you why as I look it up. For cards like this, especially cards on plastic, I'm always nervous about whether they could have been touched up. I'm probably too worried about this, but this card was graded in 2005. That's awesome. September of 2005. It's a 2004, 2005 card. When I say touched up, sometimes, especially on plastic cards, the cards have been left in the light too long, and they quickly turn. They turn faster. When I say turn, I mean they fade or they darken. But especially on these plastic or glass cards, I've seen some where I've been a lot less sure that card has been untampered with, unaltered. This is as good as it gets as far as that goes, because it was graded a few months after the product released. It means it hasn't been touched by human hands in 19 years, over 19 years. That's awesome. I should have pulled this up. September 19, 2005, though, is the date that it was graded. Of the 107, it's certainly one of the nicer copies. The question is whether you like glass. If you're in the market for a card like this, do you like glass? This one presents way, way better than the one that is ending at Fanatics Collect the week after. And that card, by the way, is awesome. It's a card that I would even consider bidding on. I love it. But it gets lost in the darker gold of the foil, whereas this one shows really well. Their autographs are all consistent in like the size and the how thick the ink is. It's really a nice card. I really like this card a lot. All right, this Jordan. Just wanted to show it off real quick because it's got that gold ink. It's one of the nicest looking Jordan autographs ever on this card. I happen to think that most of the Jordan autographs on this card get lost in the background. The blue ink, even black can get lost a little bit, but I would say blue is third, in my opinion, on this card because it shows up so badly. The gold here is perfect. It's just beautiful. I don't know why it would get a grade of an 8, but that is a great looking card. And it's a huge amount right now, so we'll see what it sells for. One of the most interesting lots of the week, for sure, is this one that we're looking at right here. So this is an exquisite box lot. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. And you can see right here, 2003 to 2009. This is every single type of exquisite box ever made. And when you see this, you have to ask the question, what could you get in here? Could there be a 2003 LeBron exquisite rookie? Could there be a 2007 Kevin Durant exquisite rookie? Could there be a dual logo man auto that has never surfaced? Could there be some one-of-one parallel that's really significant? And the answer to all of that is yes. The problem that we have is that today everyone is so concerned about whether these boxes have been CT scanned, meaning has somebody looked in them already from the outside using that technology to know what's in the boxes already. And the fact is that we don't know from looking at it at the outside. And so a lot of people are just going to say, yeah, it probably has been CT scanned, and there's not going to be any of the big hits in there. And they might be right about that, because I don't think there's any way to detect that. They also might be wrong. You might have a situation here where somebody's selling these boxes because they need cash, or they're buying something else, or they don't want to deal with the CT scan stuff anymore, and they don't know what else to do with the boxes. And so I see this and I just go, man, it's really a shame that we don't know. It's really a gamble to buy them and take that risk. And then there's another part of me that says, is there ever going to come a time where you're going to be able to detect from the outside of the box whether something has been CT scanned based on the radiation levels? And the answer to that's probably not, but we're still figuring these things out. And so it's one of those things you've got to look at and just sort of wonder. I don't mean to poo-poo the law at all. It's awesome. And I would take a look, read through here, see what it is that they have to say. And the other thing that I would say is this, and this is I think this is actually important. There are only so many sealed boxes of this stuff left. So when you look at it, like even if let's say even if it was CT scanned, at some point there's only so many boxes left. And it's neat to have something in its original form as the piece of art that it is. And so again, I don't know whether they've been scanned, but even if it was scanned, I think that there will come a time where people will look at it and they'll say, look, I've got this thing and nobody else has this thing. And again, people are going to say I'm crazy for that. I'm not saying it should. I understand why these things are selling for far less than they did 6 months ago, before people sort of were aware of this. But look, like that lot right there, you're never going to get anywhere where you're 100% sure that it hasn't been scanned at this point. And so I'll be interesting to see what happens with it. My hope, as is always the case with wax, is I hope somebody buys it who wants to open it, and then we don't have to have the controversy anymore. And you know what I'd love to see? We saw this recently with one of Shine's cases. This is a, what if this gets opened, and what if what's inside, there's like some huge card in there. That's going to continue to happen because not everybody has taken and scanned their boxes. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. More positive news from here on out. Okay, wow. I didn't realize that this was the jersey number version. This is the 23 out of 25. Well, you've got to know about this set. So everybody knows this set, right? The Legendary Signatures, the second big Upper Deck Legends autograph set that was ever made. The other one were the Epic Signatures, vertically oriented, one of the most beloved sets ever. This is also one of the most beloved sets ever. The thing they did different on these is they made the golds out of 25, whereas the Epics are out of 100. Even a guy like Wilt was numbered to 100 in the other set. This one's out of 25, and what you've got to know is Michael Jordan is not in the regular version of the set. If I'm not mistaken, he only has the 25, and they're all gold. You wish here that the card was faced the other way in the case, because then the autograph would read the same direction if you tilted it to see. Right now, if we tilted it clockwise, we would be able to read the slab, but the autograph would be upside down along with the serial number. And as much as I would say, hey, go have this reslabbed, I love that it's in the case that it's in. Back in the 2 millions, This has been in this case, like that triple autograph we were talking about. It's been in this case for a long time, guys. And that matters. Why does that matter? Because it means that this hasn't been tampered with in all that time. And specifically that 23 of 25 hasn't been tampered with. It's a great looking autograph, 910. Man, I love it. I wouldn't crack it out of the case. I'd leave it like it is. I would. On this card, I would 100% leave it like it is. All right. The single best cards from the junk wax era. Ta-da! This is it. I think this is the single best copy of the single best card from the entire junk wax era. When I think of the junk wax era, I don't think of 1986 because Michael Jordan's rookie card cannot be from the junk wax era. But starting in 87, when Topps had those wood border cards, basketball was still not junk wax then, and neither was football. Maybe starting in 87, 88, but certainly by 1990 and then through like 93, 94. All of that era is so mass-produced, including this card. But what makes this card different is that we know a very small percentage of them got through the printer with the ink not coming out of the card itself. This is the only PSA 10 of this card. If you take a look at the sales history, I think you're going to find this card once upon a time sold for, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 200 grand. Might have even been more than that. But it's the only PSA 10 of the best card from the junk wax era. And the reason I say it's the best card is that everything was so mass produced that it took something like an error like this for a card to actually be rare. So this card is a pop 1 and it's ultra rare and it's iconic. It's got everything going for it. It is, I'm going to say the word only sitting at 49 grand right now with a few days to go. I may be greatly mistaken on this, but I believe that this card has garnered the love and attention that 49 grand is going to get absolutely blown out of the water. But I'm wrong about stuff all the time, so we'll see. I might be wrong about that one too. PMG Kobe. Gotta wonder what's altered on this. This would be a great copy for me, honestly. This is the one Kobe from the 90s where I'm like, I'd love to grab one of these at some point, and I don't want to pay for condition. And so the fact that this one's altered is a great thing for me. The question is, what is altered on it? For those of you who have had some of these in hand before, you may have even noticed white showing through in the background. That's because of the way that the foil was. For some reason, sometimes the white on the stock isn't entirely covered, and you notice it when you get it in hand. I had a John Stockton green back in 2002, and it was the first thing I noticed. And I remember thinking at the time, wouldn't you just be able to take like a marker and go right over this? And now you look at this Kobe and you wonder, like, is that what happened? Is that what is altered? Beckett has made mistakes in the past calling things altered that weren't real. The greatest example of this was the Michael Jordan that we highlighted to the community going back like 6 months ago now, that said altered and then it said precious metal gems, but it wasn't a precious metal gems. This is a precious metal gems. It's got the serial number. It's got this PMG right here. Usually this whole area is like a black backboard, and it's got everything that you want, except for it's also being labeled as altered. It's currently at 44 grand. If it had a number grade on it, it'd be a lot higher. Be interesting to see what happens with that one. I've taken way too long. My favorite year of autograph patches ever made. The holofoil on the serial number here is fantastic, and this is a great LeBron in a 9.52. The autograph might be getting a little bit less than ideal, but it's not as bad as many of them are. 1952 Topps pack is something we don't see very often. You've got to wonder what series this is, and a lot of times, most times these aren't labeled. I have seen them labeled with series numbers before, but I don't think we can know for sure. It's really too bad, because if you knew it was a high series, remember Mickey Mantle's double printed? It's something like 1 in 7 packs for a mantle, or maybe it's 1 in 7 packs for a mantle or a maze or something. If you get one of those high series, it's not hard to get. It's not hard to get the mantle if you've got the right series. We just don't know whether this is that. Either way, even if it isn't the high series, you're looking at the most iconic baseball card product of all time, according to a lot of people. The very first Topps full size series. There's a 51 top set, but it's a different thing. It's like a game with the blue and the red backs. But you've got to love it, man. I mean, that's like, if you're a pack collector, I love the GII holder too. GII was a big deal when they came out. One thing that I love a bit about GII, and everybody who knows GII already knows what I'm going to say. You can see what the item is from the top of the slab. So right up here, if you turned it sideways, you could see that. 1961 pack with Wilt on it. It has to be the coolest basketball pack that I've seen ever, other than maybe like, would I take this or would I take a 57 pack? 57s are so much rarer. But Wilt on the pack, I've never seen Wilt on the pack. And it's not like he has a sticker card. It's his only card in the set. Well, actually, it could be an inaction, huh? It might be an inaction. I wonder if it says here in the listing. Let's see. The Stilt's desirable. Okay, Chamberlain content. The offered pack with its clearly visible Wilt Chamberlain content is among the most compelling of its type known to exist. In addition to the Stilt's desirable number 8 rookie card, the intriguing item could contain a never touched copy of such a coveted star. It could. Now, my thing is here, it says Wilt Chamberlain on the back, but do we know if it's Wilt Chamberlain or Wilt Chamberlain in action? If I was bidding on this, I would really, really want confirmation on that. So look at the pop report and see if there's an indication. If there's not, I would call Goldin on this. And I think that's a pretty good idea. Like, this is a huge piece. I mean, it is a huge, huge piece, but you want to know that it's the regular number 8 rookie and not the inaction. Don't flood them and then blame me. No, you can do that. Okay, we're going to fly through the weekly real quick because I'm behind, and my goal is still to finish this in an hour. So, really nice Shohei PSA 10 on the Refractor Jordan. I love these 3 packs right here. This is, for me, like one of the coolest items in the weekly. This is the Namath year. 3 packs of 1965 Topps, a nice 9. One of the nicest insert sets in the history of basketball cards, the Raise the Roof Shaq, numbered out of 100. Don't be thrown off by the PSA 7. That's a great grade, and it's a great looking card. I actually, like, as I was glancing through earlier, this Kobe really stood out to me. We don't see this one very often because it's his last chrome refractor, and it's the best version other than the Super. I don't know if we've seen the Super on this. I've researched that before, but I don't remember that off the top of my head. Obviously, number to 50. It was a tough year from a condition perspective. I owned a couple of Rubios of this card that both had bubbling, like a weird surface issue, and I've seen it fairly commonly on other cards. And 9's a great grade. I checked the pop report on this one for sure. Really nice looking Mahomes, beautiful Aaron Judge. I just love autographs on silver like that. And then we'll call it this Wemby. The Wembanyama gold here to me is so interesting. It is so interesting because it looks like that 2012 background, but people don't like the name Deca on the back of this. It's not from the base Prism. It's from another product called Prism Deca, which is weird because you would think it's like a 10-year anniversary, but it's like their 12th year product, right? It's the 12th time that they've made it. So I would say aesthetically, it's probably like, I mean, you'd make the case that this is the nicest looking gold Prism Wemby rookie aesthetically. Like, it's him gameplay, not fully extended, but just showing that size. But most importantly, it's that 2012 design, which, if you know me well, you know I'm a huge, huge fan of. To me, it matters so much that in 2012 we got Prism for the first time, and it's the design that we know best. So it's really interesting that we've got Wemby, who may or may not end up being like one of the guys of the era, in the gold from the 2012, with the 2012 look. And I believe that's the base set too. I don't think it's like I think that's how the Decas look. Gosh, and it's number 1. The back looks the same too. My Kobe looks just like this, even with the 1 of 10. I mean, I love that card. Honestly, I wish it didn't have the Spurs stats on it because it makes it feel less like a rookie, even though it says 2023. I don't want to see the stats on the back personally. But I love that card. All right, That's it for Goldin's weekly. We will stop there and hit Alt. Alt's weekly. I've already sorted this by, not sorted, but we only have the stuff that's ending this week. There's another week up that you can look at, but I just want to look at this week's. I want to look at this Jordan rookie, and you'll see why in a second. I want to see what the subs are on it. The fact that it's at 68 grand, it has a top 15% eye appeal sticker, which is going to be the PWCC eye appeal sticker, is interesting. And it says, oh, you can see right here, True Gem plus. We don't even need to look at it. That means 2 of these subs are 9s and 2 9.5s and 2 are 10s. It is one of the best examples that BGS has ever graded. Look at this LeBron. Actually, let's not look at this LeBron. We've seen this LeBron pop up a couple times recently. It's the Kaboom Gold, and there's not very many Kaboom Golds of LeBron. Some people believe that the Kaboom Gold is second only to the Prism Gold in terms of like biggest annual cards that we see at this point. I'm not sure whether that'll be true or not, but I will say that card in person is striking. I love the Kaboom design on the back, whether it's silver or gold. And the fact that this one's serial numbered out of 10 and that it matches the Lakers is really interesting. It's also already at 23 grand plus the buyer's premium. The Luka Kaboom in a PSA 10 from his rookie year. This is a card that got one vote, I think, on my recent project, the 25 and 25, the most iconic 25 basketball cards of the first 25 years of the century. This card got a couple of votes because it's the first Luka Kaboom card. So it's a beloved card in a PSA 10. I don't know what the population is, but if you click on it here, in fact, we'll click on it here. We'll be able to see because Alt does a good job of reporting that. Some Pokemon cards, and then the BGS 8 Brady with a 10 autographs. Really nice. Chet got hurt yesterday. Out 8 weeks, I think. Man, that's too bad because they are rolling, and Chet looks like an absolute monster. Could absolutely be one of the stars of the league for a long time. You gotta kind of be concerned about the health, but that's any modern player, any modern young guy. I hope he gets healthy quick. Great looking Jordan autograph here. An 8.5, 10 auto. Mahomes at a 75, iconic card. I love the Jokic. You guys know if you've followed basketball for a long time, Nikola Jokic doesn't have an NT RPA. He has an NT autograph, but he doesn't have the patch autograph. So some of the other big rookie Jokic cards you have to look at more because he's one of the players of the era and he doesn't have that biggest autograph patch card that everybody else looks at. You got the Immaculate autograph patch, the Noir autograph patches. Those are all really cool cards. But if you're not totally into those because they're not, game worn patches or whatever, then you look at some of the autographs. This one's out of 25. It's a PSA 10. I mean, it's a big, big card. I like that card a lot. Green Kaboom of Baker Mayfield. Jordan rookie. A lot of Pokemon stuff this week. Ooh, gold of Aaron Rodgers. That's a really cool card. I love all of the Ollie autograph jersey stuff or autograph short stuff out of the Master Collection. This Jordan, what is this and why is there another image here? I do not know what that is. We're going to try to figure it out. Okay, let's look through these ones that we've already clicked on. So we already said this one's 2 9.5s and 2 10s. Do yourself a favor, look at the population report and really look at how rare it is to get that. You can drop it right into Excel from the Beckett website, and if you just copy and paste, drop it right into Excel, and then sort by each of the 4 subgrade columns and just look for ones that just have 2 10s and 2 9.5s. It is such a small number. It's so much tougher to find a card like this than it is like a PSA 10. And so if you care about that sort of thing, it's a big deal. We already talked about this card quite a bit. We're going to keep moving. Now, I want to know what this picture is here. Oh, this is cool. So this is an autograph version, but the autograph is on the floor. This is cool. This is one of those you got to be careful doesn't fall through the cracks, right? Might even do the video on this week because it's rare to have, like I do my reels every week. Hopefully you guys are watching the reels. Love it if you'd like and, comment and whatever else on the reels. That makes a huge difference. I love this card. The autograph is on the floor. It means it did not come in the pack this way. But what we have here is an image of Jordan with the card there in the image. That is a rare thing, and that's why we have this random image next to the card, because that image honestly makes it really a lot cooler. It sort of tells the story of the Jordan. It says it's a pop 2. I'm kind of surprised that there's another one in the population, and I didn't even realize that Beckett has a population for third-party autographs. I'm not sure that's right. That might apply to all of the cards. I bet it does apply to all of the autograph floor cards that were in pack. This was not a pack inserted autograph. It came outside as evidenced by Jordan signing it right here. Still, the fact that it's as neat and as unique as it is, I wouldn't be surprised if it does pretty well, especially with the image, maybe even more than a pack inserted one. I don't know. That'll be really an interesting one to watch. All right. We've got 9 minutes. I'm not going to make it. Okay. We're done with alt this week. Now let's go look at hoodies. I haven't looked at hoodies yet, and the reason that I haven't looked at hoodies yet in previous weeks is this is the first high-end auction that I've gotten to cover, because the last 2 weeks they had normal auctions. Hoodies has a large number of big-time stuff that they're selling. I like their banner here. These are all cards that they've sold. I was bidding on this Wilt Chamberlain right here. I did not win it. This dream card right there. And they had it straight up listed on eBay. So they list some super, super high-end stuff on hoodies, and you've always got to check their monthly auctions. Great-looking Jordan rookie. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at this exquisite dual LeBron, Kobe. We're going to look at this Duncan Go Nuts MJ. We're going to skip this Jordan Kobe because we've already clicked on another one of them. That was LeBron. Durant's got a couple of these cards, I believe, out of chronology. This is the best one with the number. I think he's got another one that's like KD, which is fine. But I like the 35. I might be mistaken. I know that some of the players that are not rookies too. Maybe the rookies just have one version. I should look into that. Great looking Ant right here. I believe this is an acetate finish card. Great looking jumbo patch with the autograph. It looks like it stays on card, which he often doesn't. The best Michael Jordan insert, I would argue, of all time at the time it was made. 96-97, when Jordan was still in the league. This was, was it 1 in 360? I love the cut above. I think it's hilarious that in football and baseball they cut the bottom too, but it's still called a cut above. A cut above with the die cut above, I think makes more sense. Dual patch of Kobe here. And a 9.5 grade is pretty awesome. The linchpins Kobe with the linchpins cut out in the background. This autograph patch right here of Kobe is just awesome. We'll look at that one too. Another really nice Edwards. I like this one signed on jersey, and I don't know that set in National Treasures. We're gonna look at this Kobe and compare it to the Jordan here in just a second. The Netrageous, remember I was saying that a cut above was the best Jordan insert at that time. I'm not talking about parallels of the base set. I'm talking about inserts right now, right? There's insert cards that are outside of the base set. They're not parallels of the base set. And then there's parallels. Neither of these are parallels. They're both inserts. At the time, this was like a top 5 to 8 Jordan insert. And then 97 came along, and there's a lot more really cool stuff in 97. The Hooper Stars in a PSA 10 is a pretty big card. We got to check the population on that. Check that in a second. Really nice Jackie here, PSA 5, the 49 Bowman. Great looking Shohei, PSA 10. You can see it's already got a big bid on it, but he's so on fire. It's the purple. I don't know if that's number 2, but that's definitely worth taking a look at. This Kobe here, I don't know if it's on sticker or on card, so I want to look at that one. Gretzky 5. A box that we don't see very often. You want to see a box that has a massive difference from 96 to 97. Z-Force, man. The Z-Force 97, you got so many things, and numbered cards and all sorts of really neat inserts. 96 is really tough. You have the Kobe rookie. This is a really great box. Don't compare it to 96 because 96 is not good. 97 is great. Speaking of 96 Z-Force, you have the Slam Cams, which was really tough, only out of one of the two series, and Jordan is the one in the set that's really worth a lot. I think Shaq's in that set too. I love this DiMaggio. First time I looked through this auction, it really stood out to me. I think the 1948 Leaf set, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I think 1948 Leaf set is one of the nicest vintage sets of all time. The color, the giant block below, the playing image, the color around the player. You know, if you wanted one Joe DiMaggio card, like an autographed copy of the 1948 Leaf, I don't know what the pop is. I do want to look at what the pop is though. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Sorry. I want to look at what the pop on that is of the autographs specifically. Great looking Steph, the Carmelo RPA, great card. Already at $4,000. Why is that so high? That's a big number already on that. Let's see if we can find out why that might be so big. Maybe I'm wrong too. I think it's a big number. Got to look at the Duncan. Great looking Aaron Judge autograph patch. Great looking Planet Metal MJ. I love this triple patch right here. Steph gold vinyl. Kobe in-person autograph is very cool. The Larry Wilson 1954 hockey in a PSA 9. Wow, that's a huge card. We're going to look at that one too. And two cards that I'm going to tell you guys a story about that I'll make a reel about later this week that are just awesome. Oh man. So when you make this big from eBay, it does not actually show up super well. So that's my bad on the image. So I can't pull up images. Images instead of links when you do it that way do not work. And I did it on every single one of them. I am a dummy. Okay, let's go back real quick. We'll do it real fast. We'll take just a second. Okay, so we're gonna actually skip this one. We're gonna pull up that one. And we'll pull up the Kobe. I did it again. I did the same thing. I'm an idiot. Okay, we're going to click on open. Oh, is there no way to open the link? So if I click on this, does it take me? I don't like that. That's too bad. I'm on a different view than I was with MC when I viewed theirs. So that is kind of crummy, but it's okay. So if I click on this, what you can see and what I wanted to do here, I wanted to show you guys, if you compare the white in the background to the card here, you can see that this one, you can see the like degree that the card has yellowed, which a lot of people find to be like of critical importance of this card. I personally love it in the form that it's in. Like I love it in the form that's in. And I love the Dunkin' Go Nuts sign that is just like Dunkin' Donuts. I had the privilege of owning one of the old retro buybacks of this card, the buyback autograph, one of one. And the Dunkin' Go Nuts was just hammered, and the card was so yellowed. People call it the gold version. It's obviously not a gold version, but where that one's pretty yellowed, Kobe, not as much. It's just a better looking like color. So if the color matters to you and you're just going between these two, the Kobe is way better than the Jordan is. With that said, there are only 64 10s of that card. And for how iconic it is, how much people love it, it's really neat. Let's look at this Kobe. Wow. So let's tell you what the sales are here. So this is a card that you're going to look at and you're going to go, is that a sticker? In the early days of Panini, there are a lot of Kobe cards where other players in the set are stickers and he is not. I believe that this is one of them. I believe that autograph is on card. Obviously, the patch is phenomenal. And then I think the serial number, is it on the back? I'm missing the serial number. Nope, there it is. It's just hiding underneath that Beckett sort of like scuff, or not scuff, but those lines on the case. It's numbered out of 25. Of the 25, it's got to be one of the nicest patches. It was a great example of that card. Second year of National Treasures, too. just the Steph Curry year before it. The Hooper Stars, I wanted to see the population on this one. It just says low pop. I wonder if it's a little bit higher than I was guessing that it would be. Do I have... Let me just check this quickly. I want to check it because I thought it was like, I mean, I would have guessed it was like 50. And that's a huge Jordan card if it's that low, especially with all the corners and stuff. That was pretty close. It's 43. 43 on this card. I can bring it back over. Pop 43. And that's a pretty big MJ. 97. So first card in the set, all the corners and curves that come with it. Difficult, sensitive card, foil on the front. 2350, wouldn't be surprised to see that go for quite a bit more, but I don't know the history. We could look that up real quick, and I know a lot of people love to do that, but I'm already going way too long. Okay, the Kobe, it's on card. It's beautiful, and it's just from Hoops, which is just fantastic. You want one Kobe signature? I think it's on card, isn't it? It looks like it's on card to me. Big. Usually the ones that aren't on card, I mean, this would have to be a huge sticker. Usually they're like signed Kobe Bryant. And you can see the lines of the sticker. You can't see it on this one. Is it like a white? No, it's got like a foil to it. I feel bad that I haven't seen one of these in hand. You love the Kobe sticker right there too. And one more. Yeah, this one. We got to look at the pop on this one. So this DiMaggio to me just sings. Like I love this card. I love it. Really new case. It's been in this lab for not very long at all. Somebody may have recently crossed this. And if I look at the PSA website, yeah, see, I love this. I love this card. Okay. I love it aesthetically. I already talked all about the set. I love the autograph, which has been graded at 10. And then I love that it's a pop 2 with 5 higher. And if we drill in on that, we can see also if there's any authentics. So we're going to click here and then click on the PSA DNA certified and then come in here and just search Joe. And it's the number 1 card in the set too. I'd forgotten that. It's the number 1 card in the set. There's 14 of them ever that have been signed. It's actually a mid-grade copy for the autograph, even though it's a 1.5 because so many of them are in authentic holders. But that autograph is anything but mid-grade. And honestly, the card, I know it's graded at 1.5, but like, it's really good looking for a 1.5. Centering side to side is a lot better than a lot of cards in Leaf, I should say. I don't know if I'd say most. You've got some paper loss maybe down here in this area. I'd look at the PSA scan to see if that's right. Certainly along the corners, you got a lot of rough stuff going on. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards of the week that we've seen so far. I might put that one up on the thumbnail. I love that card. And then the other one that we were going to look at was this Carmelo. Okay, I can keep doing that. We're trying to get this done in an hour. So it's 44 of 99. The autograph's really nice. A lot of times he goes off right here. I didn't think that ones out of 99 were this high on this Carmelo anymore, but it does make sense to me because it's like the 3rd biggest card from the set. And Exquisite has seen this recent just explosion. It goes back to that Heritage auction where there were like all those ones out of 100 they've sold. We've sort of seen a lot of stuff since then move in the positive direction. And if you were to say what are the most iconic RPAs from the Exquisite era, you would say LeBron, Durant, Wade, Carmelo. He'd be 4th. I would say he's 4th. All right. I got to tell the story on these ones real quick. So this card right here, one of the cool things that I get to do because I work with these auction houses, I get to hear the stories. And this card right here, and this card right here have an amazing story. So these two cards were brought into hoodies from a couple that had recently found the cards in a car they had purchased. So this card, I don't know if it was in the glove box. I'm still hoping that I can get more details, but if it was in the glove box or the back of the car or whatever, but they purchased this car, and inside the car, they found both of these. Now, this card was not in a PSA 8 holder when they purchased it. It was actually in an old GAI holder, an 8.5 GAI holder. GAI has not been around for like 20 years, guys. And then at the same time, this card they found in the same car. And what's interesting about this one, I saw that and I was like, man, when's the last time that I saw a mantle that's that nice, a 57 mantle that's that nice in a BVG holder? Almost all of them have been cracked, right? Most people don't want the cards in the BVG holders. And so the very first thing that I did is I looked at the back. Now check this out, guys. This is crazy. Look at that serial number. 22,681. When was the last time you saw a serial number that low? This isn't 2 millions or 200,000s. This is 22,000. So if we take this and we go to the Beckett graded card lookup and we type in the cert number, I don't know if it's the first copy of this card that was ever graded, but I've got to look at the details. So, and you know what? This is one of those where BVG and BGS have the same number. So you've got to click BVG 22681. So one of the first cards that was ever graded by BVG. Gosh, I'm not even getting a valid cert number. Some of the old BVGs you can't get one. So 22681. It's not BGS, it's BVG. If I hit verify, no record found. So the question is, why is there no record found on this card? I'm going to have to do some more research, but I believe this goes back to what I've been told by other people in the past about some of the old BVG cards, which is that some of them, BGS just did a poor job of record keeping. I want to check one more quick thing, actually. And I'm going to do this while you guys while it's on here. So if you come into the BGS website and you click on Pop Report, and then you click on Baseball 1957 Topps Mantle. If you just do that, we're going to see the card pop up here, 1957 Topps, card number 95. And when we do that, we can see 1,208 of them have ever been graded, right? You guys can see that. If we click on that, we can see in here all of the ones that have been graded. Now, this one says 27390. 22681. 22681 is getting skipped here. It's not showing up. And in today's world, we worry about like the ones like that are not on there anymore having like something wrong with them. Like they were found out to be fake or whatever. I have a high, I do not believe that's the case in this case. I believe that in this case, this goes back to when BGS and BVG had some things that were sort of messed up in the population. And so this would be one that would be worth asking Beckett about to understand why it's not here on, unless I'm doing something wrong. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Is it card number 95? This card number 95 is the 1957 Topps Mantle. And again, I've seen this before. The card looks really awesome. I love the old BVG gold on a 7.5. I love that it's one of the first copies ever graded by Beckett. And I think it's awesome. But I would like to know why it's not on there. And so that's a fun one to research. All righty. Then there's a second page. The Noir Steph, the Maximum Metal MJ, a couple of Wemby's, Steph Auto. Oh, another. I wonder if this one's from that same thing that they found. Let's look at this. I did it again. Aaron I would guess this one's not the same, but it might be the old Aaron 1959 Topps card. And great looking MJ autograph here. Great looking Magic. The Kobe Noir. And honestly, one of the best cards of the whole auction. And it hasn't seen great love so far. It's only $676 with obviously 6 days to go. It's been a long time. A Hill Logo Man auto. And I believe, is this playing days? Is Grant Hill just at the very end here? See, he came out in 94, so he would have been in his 20th year in the league. Let's just check this real quick. Grant Hill stats. I know you guys can check this, but to me this matters. Oh, just missed the playing days by a year. 2012-13 was his last playing days. So, and he last played as a Clipper. So this is just outside that, made right after. And you can see game-worn materials. If you want a Grant Hill Logo Man, which a lot of Grant Hill collectors do, probably not going to find one a whole lot less expensive than one numbered out of 4. It's the right brand. The thing that I love about it aesthetically, it's awesome. I saw a Colossal Logo Man auto recently of John Stockton. It was numbered out of 3. And I just sort of sat and held it for a little while because it's got that holofoil there and above in the name and below. It's just a great looking card. All right, that's it for hoodies this week. Now let's go to Fanatics Collect, where we have another weekly auction to hit. And if we start at the top, well, that's a big card. Let's see if I'm doing it right this time. I bet I am. Okay. There is the Michael Jordan Quick Strike in a PSA 10. It's not an easy 10. At least I wouldn't think it's an easy 10 because I've seen a lot of them with issues in the surface. The surface is a very sensitive surface. Let's scroll through. A Ja who's playing really well. Memphis is playing really well. Nice NTRPA. Love the Kobe Atomic Refractor right here. This is the non-autograph version. There's 100 of these. Only 14 PSA 10s of that card exist. One of the best Steph Curry rookie cards in a BGS 9.5 with 10 autograph, the color match Giannis rookie card. And then one of my favorite cards of the week for Fanatics Collect. I love this quad right here. We'll talk about it here in a second. If it's pulling up right, which it is. Kaboom Gold of John Elway. Wemby autograph, the first one where he's not in his NBA or not in any uniform that we know as well. It's Australian uniform or whatever that is. Jordan Pop 1 of 13, not the best known insert, but it's an insert the Special Forces is with a lot of foil, so it makes it a really tough 10. There's that 48 leaf set that I told you I love so much. Ted Williams, off-centered, up and to the left, but still a great card. Intimidation Nation, Pop 1 of 11. Kobe Bryant. Wow. This is the sort of card that has been really popping lately. And when I say popping, I'm just talking about the price, right? People love PSA 10s. People love pretty rare inserts. Intimidation Nation, I think, was 1 in 360. I think it might have been 1 in 180. I need to look at that to be sure. But the fact that there's just 11 of these, it's one to watch. I'll say that. That is one to watch this week for sure. And we'll go to a second page on Fanatics Collect. Now we got 6 minutes to hit my 1 hour and 20-minute mark. That's the goal. Oh, that was weird. It did not go to the second page. Let's click on it again. Oh, this LeBron is gorgeous. We got to take a look at that one for sure. First year Kaboom. Kobe in a BGS 9.5. What is this? 1909 T204. That's cool. Jordan, first year Star Series in BGS 8. A-Rod, scope pattern, first PMG set in baseball. Bonds to 24 and a PSA holder on the credentials. A great looking mantle here. We're going to look at that one too. PSA 9 on the MJ without peel. Great looking Kobe here with a dual patch auto. Gotta love anything that's original Gehrig 1934 Gaudy. Second most iconic, I would argue better looking. Now let's go look at the cards that we highlighted. So the Quick Strike, Jordan. The question here obviously is like, what's the population on this thing? So I'm going to tell you. This one, I'm going to guess it's going to be 15. 19. Okay, so sub 20. So then the question is, you got this and that other one that we're looking at, the Special Forces. My guess is the Special Forces have had more graded, and there's fewer of them that are a 10. So you would say that's the better card if you just wanted something that was like ultra difficult to get a 10 on. But this is the by far and away better looking card. Fleer product or Skybox product. You love the foil down here. The shine in hand is wonderful. It's an acetate card. You can see through it. I would take this card, even though it's not as rare in a PSA 10 by a long shot, and the community agrees so far too. Quad auto, and then this is the set that I was talking about earlier when we were looking at the triple autograph that was up at Goldin. This set does not photograph well. It is probably the worst photographing set of all time. You got to work really hard to get the autographs to show up on and have it look like lighter gold, but it depends on the angle because the gold is like a foil. This card has been graded on an authentic. There is a triple that is up right now with just Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan that will sell for way more than this card. Way more. It sold. It actually sold at Goldin earlier this year for 80-something thousand. But if you were to say, let's say Jordan's the first guy you want to be on the card, the next four are probably all on this card. All right, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, and Bird. Those are probably the next four that you want. Numbered out of 15. There's less of this one. It's gonna be interesting to see what this one sells for. I'll say that. I think that there's a lot of people who will be really interested in this one. And like I said, just graded a PSA authentic. You gotta wonder what it would grade if it was, you know, if the card was given a numeric grade. This will be one of my favorite cards of the week for Fanatics Collect, and maybe one of my favorite cards of the week, period, because the extra exquisite autographs that we got in 2004, they did not make this in 2003, numbered out of 5, are really some of the nicest cards that Exquisite made. Now, people don't like it because people want to see many colors in the jersey here. None of these are multicolored. They're all single colored. And if you look at the back of the card, you're going to see you've received a game use jersey trading card. Remember, Upper Deck and the other card companies at this time use the word jersey and patch to describe what this is. This is not a patch. This is a jersey. I know I can't click on it, but I'm still going to try. Go bigger here. It is a mesh normal piece of jersey, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. It's a great piece. It's also ultra rare, but the thing that I love about it is that aesthetically, it's just phenomenal. You get almost all of LeBron, about as much of him as you want to get, head to toe almost. Head to toe on one foot, not quite on the other. The hollow foil throughout reminds you of a lot of immaculate stuff today. The signature clearly on card. If I had my druthers, I would have that get right into the hollow foil there, but it just doesn't, and that's just fine. But 1 out of 5 is just, if you want one big LeBron card, man, you could do a lot worse than that. I think it's interesting. This card might sell for the same amount or close to the same amount as like the LeBron autograph patch. It's the number out of 100, which is a card that I owned for years, and I love it. It's great looking. I always say it's like the best looking autograph patch out of 100 ever. But I'm telling you, like, this card aesthetically is like, and given its rarity, I would take this over the 1 out of 100. I really would. I would do that. And I think that might not be popular amongst some people, but there's only 5 of them. And I love the full image. And I just don't care that much about how many different colors there are in a jersey versus a patch. Because, you know, we've had issues with some of the patches in the past and people replacing patches and stuff like that. I just really like this card a lot. All right. And then I wanted to look at the mantle. Oh, I thought that there was some other writing on here. I like that this is just the simple Mickey mantle. Great looking 53 color autograph. And that's it for Fanatics Collect for the week. Now we're going to move to, check this out, Robert Edwards, Lelands, Heritage. Scroll to the top here on all of them. And what you will see is all of them end Sunday. All of them. Let's hit Robert Edwards auctions. This is the first of the three. This is not the catalog auction, but this does have several really significant big-time cards selling. A Mantle 1 already at 24 grand. A Ruth 5 already at 17.5. A Mantle 51 and a 5, and a Maze 51 and a 6. I mean, that's 4 big cards right here, right at the beginning. Jordan, Ruth 3.5, the Brady here in an 8.5 is a strong grade with a 10 autograph. I mean, just down the line here, big card after big card after big card. I love the Red Heart Dog Food 8. I just love stuff like this that's lesser known. 1.5 on the 33 Gowdy. Cy Young Glove Shown at 5. The Stolfmeyer Franks Mickey and a 1. Love to look at the population on that one. In fact, let's do it. Let's look at the population on that one here in just a second. And look at that autograph on that Mantle right there. And the gem mint is applied to the autograph, not the card, obviously. We'll limit this to 3 different cards, and we'll make that the third one. How's that? Just to finish this up quickly. So Stallmeyer, pour 1, and it says, you can see why it's a 1. It's got some, looks like some color has come off, some paper loss, maybe even a little bit. And then look at the back here. Well, the back's fantastic. It's your issues are on the front. Although this does have some funky stuff here and some little bit of, that kind of looks like it's almost been recolored, but I don't know the set well enough to know. And PSA would have called that out as altered if it was a recoloring job. And recoloring on that in that way wouldn't make any sense. So let's start here, and then let's look at. I just want to see what the population is on this. Obviously, only the authentics will be lower than this one, but you just don't see this card very often. So I want to check it. Yeah, like this is not a big number here, guys. And this is why this card's going to sell for as much as it is. So you can see it there, same card. It's a pop 35, guys. There's only 18 higher, and there's 14 more with qualifiers. So let's click on population, and let's scroll down to the Mantle. I didn't look at what number it is. Oh, they don't have numbers on it. My bad. So 46 plus 4 plus 19. You're talking about less than 70 examples of this card in the world, which makes this it's interesting. There's only 2 authentics. It's really interesting. That puts this like 35 plus 2 covers the halfway mark. Look at the population distribution on this card. Super interesting. 2 authentics, 35 ones, 14 1.5s, or 14. Oh, sorry. 14. I'm looking at this the wrong way. I lost my mind because of course 1.5 is here. This 14 represents ones with qualifier. So this card is actually higher than these 2, these 14, and instead it's just in this group right here. That's nothing to scoff at because that's more than 1/4 of the population right there. And then cards that are graded higher than it, you've got 2 1.5s, 1 1.5 with a qualifier, which I would take the 1 over, and then you've got 4 2s, a 2.5. You got a 3 with qualifier, a 4 with a 4, a 4.5. And then the ones that for some reason were able to be preserved really well. 2 6s, a 7, and a 9. So why do I go through all that? Because that is one of the rarer playing days Mantles. It's from his 3rd year of cards. And it's actually like not a bad grade. So this is one of those that is really fun to watch, even if you're not a bidder. It's at, what's that? Oh, it's already at $3,400. But it's one of those that I think you might have fun watching. I personally, this is just my take here, I personally would take that card over a lot of the stuff before it because it's so much more difficult to find a card like that. Now you've got the mantle here. That's the 55 that everybody knows, the 55 Bowman. And it's not perfect, but the autograph is just wonderful. I love autographs like this. Sorry. I love autographs like this where the autograph is like the guy who's signing it says, okay, I'm going to keep my face. I'm going to keep the ink off my face here. That's just a really cool example. The old color TV borders, right? It looks like the old wood panel TV. Yeah, that card's cool. Card's super cool. And then the last card that I want to look at, if I'm not mistaken, Beckett has never graded a 9.5 copy of this card. This is the 96 Refractor Jordan. And there's something about the card. I've never learned what. I need to do the research. But there's something about it that appears on every card that prevents it from ever getting a 9.5 in Beckett. PSA is graded, I think, 5/10s. It's obviously not a 10. It's a 9. But it's the first chrome refractor of Michael Jordan. And there's a few hundred of them. And this one, interestingly, is one of the really old PSA holders. You will have to be the judge of how green the card is. How green is MJ's skin, morning skin here? I'm not the best judge of color. I am, in fact, colorblind, and I miss some of these things. It looks to me, though, like there's some greening, some significant greening going on. You'll have to be the judge. I don't know for sure. All right, that is it for Robert Edwards auctions. Let's look at Lelands. Now, I gave you guys a preview on Lelands last week, and two of the big cards that we talked about have risen to the top 4. This is sorted by bid. Two of the most interesting cards in the whole auction are this Kobe right here and this Arizona. This is the Z-Force Kobe Bryant rookie, which is not an uncommon rookie. There's lots of this card. What makes this example so neat is this is the highest graded autograph copy in existence. We looked at this last week. I think there were 3 or 4 Z-Force Kobe autographs in existence. And this is the only one in an 8. The other ones are all lower graded. It's a big card. And it's sitting at less than $2,000. I will guess that it's going to sell for significantly more than that. And the same thing goes for this Arizona, because there's only 5 of these, and Paul Arizona may not be a big name to you, but Paul Arizona is one of the members of the NBA's greatest 50 team and NBA's greatest 75 team, and there's only a few in existence. There's only 4 copies graded higher than this one. I said there's only 5 in existence. I didn't mean to say that. There's only 4 copies higher graded than this example right here. And then, you've got to go through the rest of the Leland stuff because they've got lots. They've got Wilt Chamberlain autographed statues, porcelain statues, graded lots, non-graded lots. And, it's not this is not their biggest auction. This is not their catalog auction, but there's still lots of good stuff. And I would suggest going and looking for the whole thing. Heritage, this is sorted by, I can't remember if this is sorted by highest or lot number, but Heritage also ends on Sunday. And there was one card, you can see there's this really cool Jordan piece of the Chicago Stadium floor with autograph. There's obviously, as usual with Heritage, lots and memorabilia and stuff. But as I looked at this, I thought, I need to look at this Jimmy Walker, because Jimmy Walker passed away a while ago. And I wonder how rare it is to find a Jimmy Walker PSA DNA. This is his rookie card, right? Jimmy Walker's not in 1961 Fleer. So his 69 tops is his rookie card. And I want to just see how many Jimmy Walker autographs there are. I don't think there's very many. Let's look. 965-40130. So Jimmy Walker. Oh, yeah. This is great. That's what I was thinking. So Jimmy Walker, pop 2, 5 graded higher. That's a pretty big card, guys. Jimmy Walker had a decent NBA career. You can see this is his rookie card, and as I said, And in his second year, he was already averaging close to 12 points per game. If I'm remembering right, he might be Jalen Rose's dad. Am I remembering that right? I think he was. Definitely one to watch when you got 7 total autographs in the whole of the population report. All right. Where are we headed now? Okay. So Heritage, again, check out lots of lots, autographed memorabilia, minimum size not met on this 53 mantle. There's a lot of older basketball that we looked at last week. Signed Irving autographed jersey, an unopened box of 99 contenders, the first year, real big year of contenders. I think it was 99, wasn't it? Or was it 98? This box of Collector's Choice is cool. This is one of those things that could easily fly under the radar because this is actually the one that you can get Kobe's rookie out of. And so, it's sitting at $80 right now with 6 days to go. And it should be $300, $400, $500. Dual autograph right here. Great looking Bunning Gibson dual. There's just a lot of stuff up. And again, if you're not looking for it, here's another one. Happy Hairston autograph. Check all the pops on stuff like that because some of them can go a lot lower than they should, especially in an auction that doesn't get as many eyeballs on it. Where this isn't the catalog auction that might happen. 4 Baylors in PSA holders. What is this? A whole bunch of autographs of Monty Irvin and others, signed Hall of Famers. And then last, and I was going to say last, but I didn't say last. So we covered Lelands, we covered Heritage, we covered Robert Edwards. They all end, guys, coming up this Sunday. So you got to look at all of those. And last but not least, Card Hobby. So Card Hobby has one of the funniest dual logo man you're ever going to see. Check this card out, guys. I remember when this card came out, people were like, what? Because you've got Porzingis. They used like some jumbo logo man and Dirk. How funny is that? But still, it's a dual logo man of, 2 guys that I think a lot of people would like a duel of. They have some similarities in their game. Couple European big shooting guys. And if this isn't Porzingis' rookie year, but they're both game used and they're super cool, but also I think a lot of people don't like that giant logo man thing. Couple big Steph autographed immaculate cards, some a giant Wemby Law, a Chet, or no, this is the Jalen Williams NTRPA, the Prism logo man auto of Damian Lillard, Jaden Ivey Spectra 1 of 1, really neat KD inscription here, which we'll look at. I love the impeccable Kobe Bryant. I'm going to turn that one sideways and get a better look at that one. Earlier year of flawless, 2014. Almost all of these are holofoil. This is the red version, which I don't believe is in holofoil, which is too bad. Logo man on Benedict Mathurin. I don't know if that's his rookie. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love this this Anthony Davis. We're gonna look at that one too. So we got three of them here to look at. We'll look at these real fast. We already looked at that one. That's right. KD with the inscription. One of his greatest achievements, 2017 NBA Finals MVP with the 1 of 1 written here. The personalized set is a cool one because they made I think it was 10 to 15 different autographs for each player. I think it's 10. And then they had them sign different inscriptions on each of them. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the only KD where he's got this image and the only KD where he has this inscription. And if you're a big Durant fan, if you're going to talk about why he's one of the best players of all time, you have to point to his 2 MVP Finals MVPs with those historic Warriors teams. And why did I pull up this Anthony Davis? Well, Anthony Davis has one of the coolest things in all of sports cards, where every time he signs his 1 of 1s, he signs it with a longer autograph. This is the longer version. When I saw it, I knew it was a 1 of 1, not because I saw the 1 of 1, but because I saw the longer version autograph. All of his non-1 of 1s are signed with the AD signature. On the 1 of 1s, he makes it longer. All righty. That, my friends, is it. There is so much stuff going on this week. It is crazy how much stuff there is going on this week. And I know that that's, an hour and 35 minutes is way longer than I was anticipating. But again, I need to do this every week. I need to go through all this stuff and get sort of a sense of some of the things I think are interesting, they're worth talking about. And I hope that you liked it. Whether you did or did not, I hope you will leave a comment and tell me what you thought. I hope that you will like, and I hope you will subscribe. And if you found something because I did this, I would appreciate if you tell me and or the auction house, hey, I found this card because I was watching what Adam was doing on his show Across the Hobby, which I don't even think I announced at the beginning. That's what the show's called, Across the Hobby. Thank you as I continue to experiment with this. And until next time, happy collecting.